Some tourists never seem to learn. They think they can visit royal palaces and be disrespectful without facing consequences. But what happens when someone refuses to show respect and causes trouble? Well, the police officers stationed in the royal palace get involved. Let us take a look at situations where the police have to step in and remove disrespectful individuals from the guard. Whether a tourist is behaving badly by refusing to follow instructions or completely being ignorant, these moments show why it's important to be respectful. Let's dive in. As we get into it, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and tap the bell to be notified about our new stories. Also, tell us in the comments below if the policeman did the right thing by throwing out these rude tourists. Seeing police officers at the royal palaces is confusing for some people, and they often ask why police officers are standing with soldiers guarding the homes of the king. They are responsible for maintaining order and ensuring everyone follows the rules, especially in guarded areas.
Go now. Don't disrespect, mate.
It's hard not to wonder why some tourists act the way they do. Do they behave like this because they have nothing better to do, or do they simply not think about their actions? In this video, you will see several tourists making fun of the royal guards. They make silly faces at them and mimic their march in a disrespectful way. One of the tourists even records the whole thing, showing off their own foolishness. However, as always, the royal guards remain professional and do not react, staying focused on their duty despite the rude behaviour. The good news is that the police stepped in to help the guard. An officer approached the tourists and escorted them out of the palace, making it clear that their behaviour was completely inappropriate. It's not as if they didn't know better. As they were led out through the gate, they looked embarrassed. It was a well-deserved consequence for mocking a royal guard. Hopefully, next time, they'll think twice before acting so disrespectfully.
What's going on? What's going on? Where's the teacher?
Me,
Okay, have you not been
taking a picture.
All right, not been disrespectful.
Is that allowed?
No,
We didn't know that. Sorry.
absolutely.
It's like the
No,
guard.
he's a working soldier. He's doing his duty.
We're sorry.
Any more, and you'll be asked to leave. End of. All right, not let me see it again.
We're leaving. We're sorry.
Right.
We didn't know that.
Okay.
Thank you very much. جماعة تعالوا. لا أنا صرف عليك.
A group of tourists wanted everyone to know they were there to take pictures at the palace. They were so obvious about it that they bothered other visitors. But do tourists ever worry about what others think? Of course not. They kept going until a police officer arrived to ask what they were doing. The officer asked who was in charge, and a woman stepped forward, saying she was the leader. The officer firmly told them they had two choices: stop taking pictures or leave. The woman said they would leave, but instead of actually leaving, the group kept hanging around trying to sneak in more photos. This made the officer really angry. Frustrated, the officer lost patience and started chasing them out of the palace. But in the end, that was exactly what they wanted: a dramatic exit and a story to tell.
Get a grip of this one. Get them out, teach them some respect.
This group of tourists had no manners at all. One would think the palace is no longer for civilized individuals, but for cavemen. They stood too close to the royal guard, making a lot of noise and acting disorderly. The police officer got angry and chased them away, telling them to show some respect. The sad part is that there was an older woman with them who should have kept them in check, but she clearly didn't do her job. Instead of controlling them, she let them run wild, making a lot of unnecessary noise and causing a disturbance in the palace. It's a good thing the police officer stepped in and kicked them all out. No responsible person would put up with such disrespectful behaviour. Honestly, they shouldn't be allowed back in at all. If they can't act properly, they don't deserve to visit the palace again.
Alright, next.
That's enough, yeah, enough. You're being a bit rude. Yeah, you're being a bit rude, yeah. I'll give you fat guy in a minute. Go. Yeah, put me on there. I'll put you on YouTube, yeah. God, I said fuck off now. Go now. Go now. You think you're funny? Off you go. Go on. Yeah, touch me.
Yes, what?
Go
I'm allowed
touch me.
to do it. I'm in front of the
Touch
Queen's
me.
Guard. I'm in front of the Queen's Guard. I'm allowed to.
What's going on? What's going on?
He's being rude to the guard again.
Every citizen is allowed to. I'm alright by saying this is the tourist.
They're not allowed to what?
Oh no, okay, he wasn't talking, I was talking. He can well, obviously he's changed it to aggressive. Actually, would you like to see a
I'm not sure what this guy was thinking, but it was definitely not a good idea. He suddenly started bothering the guard without considering that the horse was getting uncomfortable. A tourist noticed what was happening and told him to stop. This upset him, and the situation almost turned into an argument or fight between the two. Luckily, the police arrived just in time to defuse the situation and stop any trouble from escalating. At first, the officers considered taking action against the man, but he insisted that he had done nothing wrong and that he respected the royal guards. After some back and forth discussion, the police eventually let him go, but warned him never to disrespect the royal guards again, or he would have to face the consequences.
However, though, actually looking behind my shoulder, the officer that's here in the yard has already noticed it as well. All right, folks, you can tell, can't you? It's the body language. See, look, they're talking to the trooper. They're saying something to the trooper now to try and make him laugh. See, told you. Until a million miles off.
You're just he's just replicating the video that made that guy laugh.
Other tourists to my right, the lady that just took the picture, is also a little bit open mouthed, thinking like, hold on.
A group of guys thought it was a good idea to try and make a guard laugh. They even took turns doing silly and inappropriate things, hoping to crack him up. But as always, the royal guard stayed serious and didn't react. This only made the guys even more fascinated. They had no idea that a police officer had been watching them the whole time. The officer approached the group and explained that it was wrong to disturb the royal guard, as he was simply doing his job and should not be distracted. After that, the officer told them to leave. They felt bad, saying they didn't realise it was a problem. Well, now they know. Let's hope they don't do it next time.
¿Me miras a mí o qué?
Pretty sure the clown on the left is trying to talk to him. Which language, people? Do we know? Well done, officer. Idiots, no? Anyone know?
In the video, you can see a group of kids who likely think the guard is either a statue for amusement or part of a circus because he doesn't react to their actions. One boy, in particular, seemed to be the ringleader, trying to provoke a response from the guard with his foolish behaviour. The rest of the group just laughed, acting as if they were entertained by their friend's antics. They enjoyed it until the police officer came over to where the guard was stationed and asked the kids a few questions before he sent them away. Apparently, they are Spanish kids, but it doesn't make what they did right in any way. Let's hope these kids learn their lesson and that they will not try to disrupt a guard on duty with inappropriate behaviours.
Put my hands up. I prejudged. Then again, I was right to prejudge based on what we've just seen over here. Who was it? Was it these guys or was it this clown? The guy in the black. Yeah, but I already told him once that he's being a little bit disrespectful. Pretending he can't speak English. Okay, folks, it was the clown in the middle that got shouted at. It was not the group on the left-hand side. Please eyeball me. Let me get myself back a teeny weeny bit. I really can't stand it when people take me for a mug and give me this whole I can't speak blah blah rubbish. I don't need to be able to speak Spanish. What are they doing? Look. He's some kind of an idiot, I swear. So he's the one that that led to the shouts and everything else. I think actually the police are going to bin this group, to be honest. Police officers really in the point of having had enough by the sounds of it, by the looks of it as well. Body language speaks volumes.
In this video, you can see that these three guys were up to something foolish, but the police officers had no patience for their antics, regardless of the fact that they were Spanish. Their suspicious behaviour made it clear that they intended to tease the guard and cause trouble, but the officer stepped in and stopped them before they could go any further. One of the guys even showed his phone to the officer, likely trying to explain that he just wanted a picture since they couldn't speak or understand English. However, the officer still refused and firmly signalled for them to leave, which they eventually did. One of them, who stayed behind, started laughing at the others, almost as if he knew their intentions all along, just as expected, completely unreasonable.
He's being rude. Shout at him. Go on. Yeah, stop being so goddamn rude. Yeah, you fuck off. You rude bastard. Call her a sausage. What the fuck are you? You're a sausage. Look at you, spastic. Fuck off. Go on.
I can't, that's my phone. You can't touch it before I hand you in your face.
Go on, piss off.
Say that to my face.
Piss off.
Piss
Piss off.
you touching, you know?
Piss off. Piss off now. I said piss off. You. Piss off.
Who the fuck you touching? Who the fuck you touching?
Call her a sausage.
Brother, why are you touching man for, bro?
You wouldn't believe the audacity of this tourist. He acted as if he were in charge of the guard, as if he had been assigned to that post. Out of nowhere, he appeared with something that looked like a microphone and kept pushing it toward the guard and his horse's mouth, trying to provoke a reaction, but the guard remained steadfast, refusing to give in to the boy's foolish behaviour. His behaviour chased some quiet tourists who just wanted a picture with the guard's horse. One of the tourists who couldn't stand him anymore told him to stop, but he refused and started making trouble with the tourist instead, causing a scene. This made the police rush over to find out what was going on. Other tourists were trying to calm the boy down, but to no avail. He just wanted to show the other guy who's boss. The police officers swooped in and dragged the boy to the gate, arrested him and took him away. Even when the police arrived, he was rude to them. Some tourists just never learn. In the end, he got what he deserved.
Viens, on fait un duo. Ah, tu veux me filmer? Vas-y, il est filmé carrément. C'est son moment. Les gars, c'est son moment. Alright, what are you doing? The way you speak to me, don't look. Explain the situation. Okay, you're in a public place. Anyone can film you. Okay, you don't want to be filmed. Leave the public place. I don't want to. But that's your problem. You're in a public place. So anyone's entitled to film you.
He's making fun of this guard. He's been making fun of this guard for the last 20 minutes.
Not one of those clowns that does cause a problem here, because I'll inform those officers about you and they'll keep an eye on you, okay? Alright?
A young tourist was behaving inappropriately in front of the King's Guard. The man recording this video saw what the boy was doing and couldn't stand it anymore, so he told him to stop. Instead of stopping, the boy chose to bother the man since no police officer was around. The two argued for a long time, insulting each other. The man insisted that the boy had disrespected the Royal Guard, but the boy ignored him and kept teasing him. After some time, a few police officers passed by. The boy stayed quiet, pretending he hadn't said anything. But when he thought all the officers had left, some more showed up. That's when the man reported him to the police. The boy denied everything and argued with both the man and the officers until they took him away. Please don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and tap the bell to be notified about our new stories.